What's poppin'? My name is Richie, and today I want to share 5 secrets that top creators are not sharing with you, which makes them so great and why they're so good at Fortnite Creative. This can be for people that have a supporter credit code or don't have a supporter credit, just in general. It is for people that play Fortnite Creative, so all of you guys. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Okay, first on the list is go with the trends. But there's actually nothing on this paper, but okay, the most important thing that if you want to be a successful creator in this current time, you need to go with the trends. Trends means everything that is coming up or is about to come up in Fortnite or is related to anything in the world actually that can be transformed into a Fortnite creative map. So for example, a good example, and which is a very easy example, is always a new season. You should not start creating content for the next season while you're in the season. You should create it before the season even comes out. There's a lot of creators which do that stuff on a daily basis, and they create stuff before the stuff is even coming out. They make their research, they look at the leaks, they look at all the stuff that is important to become a successful creator, and have the maps as ready or as soon as possible as something new is coming out. They have their maps ready, and that's the reason why they're always getting picked first instead of you who just builds the map when the stuff is already out. For example, season 7 came out and then you started building your map. A good creator or someone that is like on the top of their game would already build stuff knowing what is coming in season 7 or like kind of guessing what is coming in season 7, and then they would build the map before that in season 6 already. So example, the Fall Guys maps were a good example. People saw that this game is going to be huge. Obviously, we know now that it's kind of dead, but it was huge at one point, and that makes you a lot of plays and makes a name in your as a creator at Fortnite. So try to see trends coming. Like for example, just a tip from my side: if Halo is coming out, Halo maps in Fortnite Creative can be a huge thing. So maybe something like that, maybe a new Fortnite season. Just think of that and start creating the maps right now and not if it's too late. Number 2 on the list is something that is important if you want to stay on top of the creators and if you want to keep having a consistent audience. And that is creating different styles of maps and different styles of genres. Let's say, as an example, you create a death run, which was very popular, and you keep creating these death runs because you know that they worked for you. But at some point, people are over death runs and they don't want to play them anymore. Now it's your chance to actually create maps that are currently trending. As already said in the first one, create maps that are trending, create maps that are very good, and don't stick to those things that you can do good. Yes, you might be the best death run creator at all time. Like, let's say you're the best death run creator of all time. But people will not stick to you if the trends from death runs are shifting off. So make sure that you always build an audience for a lot of different genres of maps. Make sure that you create maps that are not only designed for a specific audience and just expand your audience, which is very helpful in the long run. Number 3 on this is definitely something that I'm super guilty of, not particularly in a bad case, but scrapping your maps if they're bad. And I build a ton of bad maps, and I usually scrap them immediately if I realize that they're not that good. Well, in my case, I actually scrap almost every map, but you shouldn't do that. You should just script the maps that you don't feel comfortable with sharing with other people. Maybe that is a map that you spend too much time on, that you just like build too much stuff into it, which doesn't work out anymore and it's not with the time anymore. You should not hang on these maps so hard and just like grab on them like, I need to finish them, I need to put them out. If you put out bad maps and people play these maps, they don't take you that serious as a creator, and they don't like think, oh, this guy is putting out only quality maps. This guy is putting out some meh maps and some good maps, but most of them are meh. So try to only put out the best things that you can possibly put out. That is like basically something that is very relatable in anything in life, but especially for Fortnite creative maps. If people play your maps that are broken, and if they realize that you don't fix them, if they realize that you don't put any effort into them, they're not going to come back to play your maps. Fortnite creators are at this point basically like YouTube creators. They are like they need to build an audience to maintain their maps, which is not the point of Fortnite creative, I think, but that is a different topic. But you have to build an audience so people keep playing your maps and they know that you have put out quality maps. So make sure that you only put out the best maps that you have. And if you have maps that you don't feel comfortable with, maybe scrap them. Just leave them, delete them, or work on them on a later date. Maybe they come back in the future and you kind of find some solutions or whatever. Number 4 on the list is taking breaks from Fortnite Creative. This sounds a little bit like counterproductive to the whole thing, but a lot of people think that grinding as hard as possible in any game is the solution to becoming better. which is a solution. You should spend most of your time if you want to perfect your game at anything. But taking breaks is equally important as grinding the absolute S out of the game. Especially in Fortnite Creative, you should take breaks and you should definitely play other games, maybe that are not even related to creative whatsoever. Games that where you don't have to think about creativity but have to think about different things. For example, play shooter games or play, I don't know, games where you have a very strict line where you don't have to be creative at all. So your mind can reset and your mind can come back to being creative later. If you put all your creativity, like 12 hours a day, into one map and then put another map and immediately start with a new map, you're gonna get burned out, and you definitely don't want that. So make sure that you take the proper breaks, and make sure that you also play different games. Go outside, play sports, whatever. Do whatever you need to do to take a break. Obviously, don't take too long breaks. That is not good at all. But take the breaks. Like if you already spend like 6 hours a day, don't spend another 6 hours like finishing the map. That map will not be quality good. That would not be good for your health. And you should definitely make sure that you always take the right amount of breaks on a day when playing Fortnite Creative. And the last on the list is copying other people. And some of you are probably thinking, Richie, you said don't copy other people. Yes, you should never copy one by one other people. What you should do instead is learn from other people. That is what I mean by copying other people. You should always take inspiration and take note from other people which are doing great, and make sure that you do the same thing as them, but don't one-to-one copy them. All right, so let me give you a Fortnite Creative specific example. You saw someone's death run map, and you actually liked this map a lot, and you realized that this map had, instead of killing people when they fall down, they had a mutated zone which teleported them back. That is a mechanic that you can copy and see from other people, which works in basically any map. That is nothing specific to the person that is building the Death Run map. That you're not copying the layout of Death Run, or you're not copying some kind of super important mechanics, but you're copying something that is important to keep the player base not as tilted. Because, getting killed in a Death Run can be quite tilting and maybe ruins the fun of your map. But if you, instead of just teleport them back, that is something that takes away the pain, and you don't really copy anything from someone else. You just make the lives of the players easier. So that is a good example which you can try to copy from other people. Obviously, if you copy something that is like major, like something that is really like a mechanic that they invented, then make sure to credit them or ask them first. But copying or taking inspiration from other people is nothing bad at all. You should always try to look at people which are doing better at you and learn from them. And that is the most important thing that I could give to you for Fortnite Creative, and to learn something in Fortnite Creative. So with that being said, I'll see you guys back in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and